So in this video, I'm going to show you how I find crayfish and why September and October is probably the best time of year to go crayfishing. And what I'm about to show you is how you can make sure that you get crays this season. Or Crayfish Highways, I like to call them. We got crays. G'day fishers, welcome to another episode of WA Fishing. Today we're just going to go check our cray pots that we put out there when we went out deep dropping the other week. So we've been out there for a few days. Where I put them, I've had good crays before during white runs, but I haven't put them there during the run in, which is September, October. And I'd like us to just discuss this concept for a brief moment. Crayfish. They do their annual migrations going offshore during the December period when the water warms up, and they've shelled, they're molted, and they charge out all in big masses, and everybody goes absolutely batshit over it. Boat ramps are nuts. People are just everywhere at the boat ramp trying to get in to check their cray pots before they go to work. Now, many years ago, I can't remember exactly when, you weren't allowed to crayfish during this time of year. They had a ban on, and it wasn't until around November they lift it and say that you can crayfish right through till, I don't know, March, April, and then they shut it down again. Once they understood a bit more about these migrations, they opened it up and said, look, you can fish all year round, which is great. Now, I like this time of year because you don't have to deal with all those idiots at the ramp, and also the crays are still reds, so the shells are super hard. They're not soft, and they look good, like they're pretty. You know, when you cook them up, they actually go a brighter red instead of those soft white colors that you get from the white run. Now, you don't get the masses that come through like you do in December, because they all go at once, right? This time of year, they come in, and they come in big numbers, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to be these huge numbers that you get during December. Now, I've been crayfishing during this time of year for quite a number of years, and sometimes I've had up to 30, 40 crays in a pot. And then it's about finding them. What you'll find is that these crays will move in on the full moon, and they'll trail the ledges, and if you're close enough to a ledge somewhere, those crays will venture out and they'll end up in your pot, and you'll do really, really well. And what it means for me is that I don't need to rush during this December madness. And also when it's a good weather day, I can just go out fishing when the band lift is on and not worry about the cray pots when I come back in. And it's just a lot easier for me. And it's not a bad time of year to do it right now, because the demersal ban hovers around the school holidays. So in sort of mid-October, you still get a few reds coming in, and it's not a bad time to be in the water, really. Go check your cray pots, catch some squid, some whiting. It's an easy day because you're not going out far. Whereas in December, when the ban lifts off, you're venturing 40, 50 k's offshore, you're pretty exhausted by the end of the day. The last thing you want to be doing is pulling cray pots, right? So digest that information as you wish, and maybe that will change the way that you look at crayfishing. Or maybe it won't. Either way, we're going to head out and we'll check our cray pots. They've been out there for about 3-4 days. These pots are brand new, so I kind of am anticipating that the crays aren't going to walk in there straight away. They do like the older pots that have been in for a few seasons. It's not a bad idea to change one pot over and then do another one the next season, just get some age into them. But to be honest, I would have had to rebuild both my pots this season, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered messing around with it. Might as well just get them both brand new and wear them in. Anyways, we'll start punching it out and wish us luck. All right, we're about to pull the first pot. Just getting gaff and stuff ready to grab the rope and go get it. Now, the pro's out in this depth at the moment too, so I think we're in the right location. So I'm not kidding when it comes to September, October crays. You'll see the cray boat at the back in a second. All right. I think we got one in there. 2. Oops. So, nice boy. He's well inside that one. Now, I know a lot of yous use scissors to clip it, but if you grab the fin there, you just twist it off, job's done. Another male, well in size. So again, like that, job's done. Now I'm using some of that Jewfish frame. Nothing goes to waste. Some of the skin. All right, first pull, 2. I've only got 2 cray pots obviously, but these crays will start to thicken up over the next couple of weeks as we approach the full moon. So not too concerned yet. I reckon over the next few days we'll get more. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm fishing on, and I'll explain concepts about where to go and drop your cray pots, especially during the right white run. Now I'm only inside the 5, and there's a channel that runs through here, and this is where the crays will walk along. They'll walk along the sand, along these channels in the reef, because they don't like crawling over the reef. They like walking on the sand and then hiding under ledges. So that's what you want to find, is channels through the reef where there's sand, and it's like a highway for them, and they'll walk along them. All right, we're coming up in a second. So, sorry, I'm not going to adjust my sound out, but it will drop, I promise. The depth will drop when the top of the ledge drops off into the sand. All right, we're just coming on the edge of it now. So this is where, just in a second, it will drop off a bit more. And that's where we are. And that's still sand there. And that's where you want to be. Okay, so I'm just drifting with the wind. There's no rush here to get to the edge of that sand. I can see it down in the water. So we'll drop it now. And because we're drifting already, I've got the motor turned in. It'll just drift out that way. I don't even need to steer the boat because I'm by myself. It'll just naturally feed out that angle towards where we're drifting from. And then that's it. Now, if you want to keep your crays fresh, keep them on water. And that way, I keep them on salt water until I get home and I'm ready to process them. You can either put them in the freezer for say 10 minutes, or you can, what I do is just drown them, or I shove a knife up there and kill them. Anyway, 2 crays. I'm happy. Now my boat is in gear while I let the boat just drive forward, because there's reef ledges this side, so there's a sand channel and I want to make sure I don't get stuck in that reef ledge. Okay, I think we're over the sand, so that's probably the most problematic when you get stuck under ledges. This is a new location. I haven't put a pot before, so just decided to put an experiment, some different locations. We got crays, which is a good sign. We got heaps of crays. Well, I'll show you. We have heaps. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might have our limit. How good's that? Okay, so let's get measuring. These are a bit smaller, so some of them might be under. No, that's in. You can always check for tar spots, especially this time of year. So this is a female, but she's got no tar spots and she's clean. This one's a male. That one's in as well. Now how you measure them, so it's 76 mil. You want to go between the eyes, and it shouldn't be able to go over that shell. If it goes over, it's under. Simple as that. And they call them furries, okay? Fisheries won't accept it. It must be well over, and you can't go under. That's only just sized by about 2 or 3 mil, but just want to make sure that you guys don't get in trouble. Alright, this is a male. And I'll show you how you identify the male. Well over. Male and female's pretty simple. Males will have these 2 little spurs, okay, and they only have the paddles. They don't have these, like, they have an extra. The females have an extra paddle under there that holds the clutch of eggs. But yeah, there's spurs. That's how you can tell it's a male. Now, I think this is the tiniest one. So if this one's over, we're good. And it is. That was well over. Check for it. All right, this is a female, so I'll show you the difference. Female, no spurs. Sorry about that. She's a kicker. She doesn't like me touching her privates. Like all females, I guess. So there's no spurs there, and under these they have this extra fin paddle. These little claw things that hold the eggs. All right, so that's a female. But what you want to look for is tar spots. If you see any black there, what that is actually the female holding the sperm of the male, ready for its eggs to be laid, which will start to collate and in this area here, and then she'll be buried up. So tar spots, throw them back because they're about to have babies. Our last one, not a decent male, and that's it. All right, so we got our limit. How good's that? First pull. All right, so I can see the edge of the reef there, and this is the channel. I'm not sure if it comes through on camera, but I'll turn it out a bit for you. And I'm just going to drop it right on that edge, which is around about here. Our motor's turned in again, so I don't need to worry about the rope going underneath the motor. And that's it. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you on my sounder what I mean by these channels. They're kind of like crayfish highways, you could say. And I can tell you right now, this is going to improve your crayfish game. Oh well, first pull, 8 crays on those crack pots, I'm telling you. They make quality pots. And what I'm about to show you is how you can make sure that you get crays this season. I'm going to show you where the crayfish run on the reef, and you can hit them every time. Right here is a bit of 5 fathom. It's nowhere where I'm fishing at the moment for good reason. I don't want you guys putting your pots on top of mine. But you'll notice there's all these little veins, like river systems through the reef. Now, if you've got these reveal maps, excuse the background noise, crows are going a bit nuts. There's like these river systems that go through. Now what you want to do is, these river systems are sandbanks, okay? And the crays, when they run through from the deeper section of the water, or the back edge of the 5, or in this case, they want to make it across to this side. They want to get to the shallower water where the warm water will be so they can molt. And it's the vice versa the other way in the white run, okay? So they need to get from here to here. Now the question is, if you're a crayfish, what is your best route through here? Is it to just climb straight over? I can tell you it's not. What they'll do is they'll follow these sand channels, or crayfish highways I like to call them, and they'll follow them through these, and they'll stay on the sand, but they'll hug the ledges, and then they'll make their way through there, lying low as possible in the deepest sections next to ledges, okay? So if you place your pot in any of these river systems, like through here, like there's a nice little channel there, as they're running out, they'll funnel through here, and they'll get to around, they'll funnel through that nice little crevice right there, okay? And you drop your pot there, I guarantee you're going to get crays. Now let's look at a different section. Okay, so this one's a little bit more reefier and more built up. But if you're a crayfish, you're going to try and find those low points and navigate through these like a crayfish highway. Okay, so hope this makes sense, and I hope it changes your crayfish game. Pots are out, refilled the baits, and yeah, happy days. Oh well, that was a great first pull. Pretty happy with it. 8 crays, 2 in the first one, 6 in the second. Most of them big, not monsters, but just decent size. Couldn't be happier. At least I know that they're coming in now, and over the next few weeks as we approach this full moon, it's going to get thicker and thicker, those numbers. So I'm expecting some really good numbers over the next few weeks, and it should be a bumper year come December. So we're just arriving at the ramp now, and we're going to wash down the boat and then head home and process these crayfish. What I'll also do in this video is I'll show you again how I process my crayfish. I've got a good little video that goes in detail up here, but I'll do it again for you who haven't seen it. I vac seal my crayfish, and I vac seal them in such a way that they do not pierce the bags. And no, it's not using backing plates such as butcher's plates or cardboard from your cartons at home. It's actually just straight in the vac seal bag without piercing it. So I'll show you how I do that as well. All right, well, about to head in and hitch up on the boat ramp, so I'll see you back at home. Okay, so here's the crays we caught today. I'm going to quickly show you how I process them. So these have been soaking in fresh water. They're now officially drowned. They're passed away. So get a nice antler. That's to get the poo chute later. Twist them out. Now I like keeping the legs as well. So I keep a little container. You can shove those in the microwave for about 5 seconds and they'll pop out. You can make lobster bisque with the heads if you like. Okay, so up the poo chute, pull it out, and what will happen is it will pull out the poo chute. Now, before we vac seal them, there's these spines down the side here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 12. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10. So 24 spines, and it doesn't take long. You just chop them off. And this is how you avoid your bags from being pierced. So I'll give a close up for you because these are the important ones. So you take those off and there's no way that the bag can be pierced from this point. So these are all spikes, all these spikes are gone as well. And then you can just basically put them in a vac seal bag. I like to lay them flat. Alternatively, if you don't want to cut the spines off, what you can do, if you roll them up like this and chop off these couple of spines and you put them in your vac seal bag like that, that'll also make sure that the bag doesn't pierce, but guarantee you these won't pierce either. I like laying into a bag for me and my partner, and then we just pull it out and defrost it. So again, twist them out. I like keeping the legs. Now the beauty about this time of year is these are actually chockers with meat, and because they're preparing to go into hiding to molt, hence the best time of year to get them. Nice and plump. And the poo chute. And they're straight in the bag. And that, my friends, put them in the vac sealer. They won't pierce and they'll last until next season. Okay, let's talk about vac sealing your crayfish. First thing, microchannel bags. You need at least 100 micron, in my opinion. If you're doing crayfish, you go lighter than that, you're going to start piercing them. They're hard shells. Whilst you cut the spikes off, you still will have issues with it. Now, Pack Foods do these wicked embossed bags, which are really quite durable. I use them for all my fillets and all my crayfish. And these things are quite hard to pierce and you don't get freezer burn whatsoever. Now, this is my unit. It's the old VS 600, and I've had this for over 15 years, believe it or not. Bought in 2015 and I've worn through the buttons. It's done that many seals. Okay, so chuck it in there. press on first. I like leaving my seal time for about 3 or 4 seconds on these 100 micron. Obviously that will vary depending on the model you have. And then seal. And look, full seal. Don't need to worry about piercing. And you see what I mean, if you've got a vac sealer and even the back plate, you can still pierce them with these spikes that we chopped off on the top there. So removing those ensures that it doesn't. Plus you don't get these spikes from the bottom ones because we've nipped all them off, and these 100 micron bags hold up very well. And that's what I do. So again, get yourself some of these 100 microns embossed, and these bags will last with crayfish in them. And you can kick this around the freezer and that will not pierce, I promise you. And that'll last in the freezer for a long, long, long time.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah, in this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be.
Now a nice little hack is if you chuck your cray legs in a little plastic container, like so. Then you put it in the microwave, just make sure that lid's on properly because it'll go everywhere. Just chuck it in there, you'll hear a pop. There we go. And you'll see down there, that's the cray meat has popped out of the leg. Nice little hack for you. Okay, that's it, fishos. Hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope you can learn some information about how you can store your crays and catch crays come this season. So maybe we'll see you out there on the water next year in September, October if you haven't got your pots ready this year. And I'll be certainly trying to avoid the whites this year because I'd rather be fishing and avoiding those crazy ramps in the morning. So anyway, we'll catch you in the next episode of WA Fishing.